This is TechCrunch.
Bybit was hacked, and it was maybe the biggest theft in history. I'm Imran Sheikh, and your Saturday Daily Crunch starts now with 3 big headlines. As they gain in popularity, AI coding assistants such as GitHub Copilot may appear to be boosting productivity, but in reality, they could be causing overall code quality to decline. That's the top line finding from a new report released by software engineering platform GitClear, which analyzed 211 million code lines from 2020 all the way through 2024. According to GitClear's analysis, there was a remarkable decline in code reuse last year, a potential cause for concern given that code reuse is a common practice to help build redundant systems. And several recent surveys have also shown that AI coding assistants tend to produce mixed results. One from software vendor Harness found the majority of devs spend more time debugging AI-generated code and security vulnerabilities compared to human-written contributions. A Google report, meanwhile, found that AI can quicken code reviews and benefit documentation, but at the cost of delivery stability. Well, it looks like we may not all have to hail our robot overlords after all. OpenAI is forecasting a major shift in the next 5 years around who it gets most of its computing power from, the information reported on Friday. You see, by 2030, OpenAI expects to get 3/4 of its data center capacity from Stargate, a project that's expected to be heavily financed by SoftBank, one of OpenAI's newest financial backers. Now, that represents a major shift away from Microsoft, OpenAI's biggest shareholder, which fulfills most of the startup's power needs today. The change won't happen overnight now. OpenAI still plans to increase its spending on Microsoft-owned data centers in the next few years. During that time, OpenAI's overall costs are set to grow dramatically. The information reports that OpenAI projects to burn $20 billion in cash during 2027, far more than the $5 billion it reportedly burned through in 2024. By 2030, OpenAI reportedly forecasts that its costs around running AI models, also known as inference, will outpace what the startup spends on training AI models. Crypto exchange Bybit announced on Friday that a sophisticated attack led to the theft of Ethereum from one of the company's offline wallets. Bybit's chief executive and co-founder Ben Zhou said in a live stream that the hackers stole more than 400,000 Ethereum, which at the time of the theft amounts to about $1.4 billion. Now, that total makes this the largest known theft of crypto in history. The previous highest crypto breaches were the hacks against the Ronin network and Poly network, which resulted in the loss of $624 million and $611 million, respectively, according to data collected by Rekt, a site that tracks Web3 and crypto breaches. In fact, it may even be the largest single theft of all time, said Tom Robinson, Elliptic's co-founder and chief scientist, referring to any kind of theft, not just data breaches. To answer your morbid curiosity, well, prior to Bybit's breach, the withdrawal of around $1 billion from the Central Bank of Iraq is said to be the largest bank robbery of all time, according to the financial news site World Finance. And here's some words from the world of startups. Norwegian robotics firm 1X unveiled its latest home robot, Neo Gamma, on Friday. The humanoid system will succeed Neo Beta, which debuted in August. Like its predecessors, the Neo Gamma is a prototype designed for testing in the home environment. Images of the robot show it performing a number of household tasks like making coffee, doing the laundry, and vacuuming. Rosie the robot stuff. 1X says the bipedal robot is set to step outside the lab with limited in-home testing, though the company is quick to add that the Gamma is a long way from commercial scaling and deployment. And the tiny Michigan biotech startup Cirque Nova has raised a $3.3 million seed round for its technology that uses AI to target circular RNA. The development holds promise as a new method to quickly develop therapies for conditions that currently have no drug treatments. The new funding is also a victory lap for co-founder and CEO Crystal Brown, who took an unconventional path to becoming a biotech founder, coming from the automotive industry. Well, unconventional anyway to people who aren't fans of the TV show Automan. And that's your Daily Crunch. Today's stories were reported by Julie Bort, Brian Heater, and more beautiful, lovely TechCrunch journalists. We'll see you here next week, and until then, find us binge-watching 70s and 80s TV shows at TechCrunch.com.